are going to take a look at just a quick some tips on dealing with hooded eyes. Okay, that came up in one of the polls last week. And so I'm just going to take a few moments to offer some suggestions. Sorry, I'm looking for a brush. So anyway, so here we go. So, the whole game, I think, with dealing with hooded eyes is to get to as much lid as possible so that you can see those beautiful colors and shades that make your eyes pop. So that's the whole end game for dealing with hooded eyes. Now, I used to think of my eyes as hooded, but I realize in watching a lot of the training videos and watching people who are dealing with and trying to help them deal with hooded eyes that mine really aren't that hooded. But essentially a hooded eye, I can get my eyes there. This part of your lid is very full and falls down over your lid, so like a hood. And that covers up most of your eyelid, which also means that it's covering up all of those beautiful colors. So I'm going to offer you just one quick way of dealing with those. And I'm going to assume just a real simple 3-shade kind of palette. So a highlight and kind of a medium tone and then a darker tone, okay? And essentially what we're going to do is when you close your eyes, so if you can see here, I have a crease line. And when I open it up, then my top eyelid, if I have hooded eyes, is going to really fall down and create almost another artificial crease there. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use our color to create a higher crease above that lid line, so that you get more, you can see more of those colors. Okay, so it's not the brush I want. I want this one. So I'm going to take my medium color, which is almost a gray. It's kind of supposed to be a brown, maybe a grayish, but it's almost a brown. And I'm going to cover my entire lid with the color. And I'm going to add that. I'm going to blend it in. I'm going to try to get everything colored with some shadow. And hopefully this is a shade that you'll be able to see on screen, because sometimes the colors just don't show. Okay, so there you go. So you've got that shade in there. And again, if I had true heavily hooded eyes, then it would look more like almost like an eyeliner as opposed to actual color. And then I'm going to take that same shade and I'm going to come above that line that the hooded lid creates. Okay, and I'm going to add color above and use that to define a whole new line of color. And I don't know about you, but I tend to pat and then come back and blend, because I find that my colors go on a little better that way. Okay, so I've got color above that line. And again, my eyes aren't truly hooded, but if you have hooded eyes, when you do this on your eyes, then you're going to see that, and you're going to see the line above here and then the color there. And so when your eyes are open, it's just going to all continue as one piece of color there, giving you the illusion of more lid than what you have. I'm going to go ahead while I'm doing this, and I'm going to throw some color over here, and we're just going to kind of finish in this eye so that when it's all said and done, I don't look goofy when I jump on the next Zoom call, because I think I've got one more to do today. All right, so again, my medium tone, it's all over my lid, and it's above that line, creating an artificial crease line above, okay? And then I'm going to take my smudger brush and I'm going to grab my darker shade, which is an espresso. And I'm going to place it and blend in on the outer corner. And I'm going to carry it above that hooded line, that's the line that's created with your hooded lid, to continue to create that artificial line. Okay. So I'm just going to pat that in. I'm going to blend. The thing I love about these colors is you can put them on, take a look. If they're not dark enough, grab some more, blend it in. So, I mean, you really get great control with that. But you can do this with a cream eyeshadow, or like I'm using our powder, our Chroma Fusion. So either will work. Might be a little harder to do with a liquid, but I believe you could do that too. Just pat the liquid on, maybe a couple of drops where you're trying to place it, and then come back with a brush and blend it out. And I think if you've got favorites in the liquid eyeshadows, that you could do that as well. Okay, so I'm just going to blend a little bit so I don't have any harsh lines. And again, I'm coming above that artificial line up to the top so that I am carrying my color all the way up. Okay, so again, my eyes aren't extremely hooded, but if you do have hooded eyes and you carry this color above, then you're creating that artificial lid above, and it's just giving you more lid to work with so that you can take advantage of all the gorgeous eyeshadow colors that are out there, right? And then I'm going to clean that brush off just a little bit. If I finish the look, I'm going to grab that medium shade that I used, and I'm just going to come right underneath my eyes here. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here, just gently smudging it. I'm not looking for a sharp line. Just adding some color here to carry my color down. I'm going to grab that espresso, and I'm going to stay right in my lash line. Just filling all that in, giving a nice finished look. So there we go. And if you have trouble with your lashes not looking real full, then you know what? Bring that color up. Again, stick to your lash line, because what you're doing is you are just filling in the base of your lash line so that they'll look a little fuller even without adding mascara. So that's just an extra little tip. Then I'm going to grab my highlighter, and I'm going to put some right in the corner of my eyes. Just a little touch. Almost can't even see that, can you? And then I'm going to come just right under what is right now a non-existent brow. So did we talk about brows yet? Okay, when you have hooded eyes and you are adding liner or shades to your brows, if you're like me, the older I get, the lighter they get, and some days it just looks like I don't have any at all. Then when you add color, when you're doing your brows, try to keep the line as natural as possible. We're not looking for you to artificially create some, brow way up here, but try to keep it as high as you can and still have a natural looking brow. Okay. And what you're doing there, again, think about what we said initially, that we're trying to create as much lid as we can so that we can put those shades in there. Then try not to bring your brow line down any, okay? Because what you're doing is you're just taking away the lid space, and we want to add to it. So bring that brow line up just as much as you can, so that you're not losing space. And I'm just gonna use I cannot see what my mirror is. This is a little harder to do without without a mirror. I am not real good with these brows yet. They just totally intimidate me, folks. And I keep trying to just work with them, but for so many years, I just didn't do anything with them at all, and now I want to, and well, there you go. So I'm not going to get it real close. I'm just going to kind of quickly do that. I am using the espresso eyeshadow. I do like using eyeshadows. I sometimes use a liner. Sometimes I use the gel, but I do like using the eyeshadow because it just gives me a little more choice in colors. And I feel like I can get a little closer to the actual shade that I want. And I can vary that. That is one. I don't know what you'd call that. A hanky looking eyeshadow, eyebrow, but hey, at least I've got some color on there right now. I will definitely going to have to work on that before the Zoom call, or they'll all be wondering, what the heck did I do? Okay, so let's stick to the topic. The topic is hooded eyes. So lighter or your medium shade over your entire lid, and then above your crease line, creating that artificial crease line and giving you more lid space to work with. And then your darker in the corners and on this outer edge, not really a corner, it's an outer edge, so that you get that depth, and you continue your shade here. And then when you're dealing with your brow line, try to keep that brow line just as high as you can and still have a natural look. Again, just picking up some extra lid space. So there you go. Ladies, if anybody out there with hooded eyes gives this a whirl, I would love to see some pictures in our feed. Feel free to share those as a post or in the comments on the video, but I'd love to see